So I was like, oh, okay, where's the mouthwash?
So this comes from the H3H3 podcast, all right? They were covering a story. They brought on a guest. This woman went on a certain podcast and then had a story to tell afterwards. She says she doesn't like the people she met there. They give her a ride home and she leaves her wallet inside the vehicle.
I left my wallet in Myron's car because he was the one driving. And Myron gets the wallet, and Walter was like, oh, he wants your friend's number if he's going to bring back the wallet, meaning me. So I was like, sure, like I need my wallet. Like I'm not going to text this guy anyways. He gets my number and he brings back the wallet. And I had basically texted him saying like, don't steal my wallet, like before he put it back. And then he tried to maintain a conversation with me like through text. And I was like, not answering him because I had gotten my wallet back. And I only had about like 3 more days I had left in my trip. And me and my friend were saying like, you know, it would be fun to sit here and like make him look dumb. Like he sits here and he thinks that he can get all these women, but then a 19-year-old like doesn't like, you know, like rejects him. So basically he kept like texting me every day. Like when I wouldn't respond, he would just say hello, 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 like called me. I never answered. And then eventually I was like,
a little desperate.
And I was like, you know, if I'm gonna hang out with him, like I'm okay to hang out with him to like, because you know, like you can't interrupt him on the podcast, but I can interrupt you at dinner. So I basically said, you know what, yeah, if we're gonna hang out, I want to eat dinner or go to lunch, simple. And he said, well, you can come to my place and see if you can handle me. And wow. I was like, no, he said, if you can handle this. From there, he just basically just kept texting me like.
Does this make sense story to you?
That's what you did. That's what you did.
Sorry,
No.
Like this was so fucking nonsense. You say, okay, he texts me nonstop, I don't respond. Cool. Then you say, but you know what? Actually, I'll go to dinner with this guy so I can interrupt him. So I'm like, you know, if we go to dinner, I'm fine with it. Then he keeps texting me, but I don't respond. Does that make sense?
No.
Whenever someone comes to me with a story like, oh, this dude's shady, I'm like, well, that's your style.
What did you do?
Let's hear it. And I'll try to listen to you. And if your side of the story, which I know is supposed to favor you, doesn't make sense, I'll look at you a little crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Every day. Like, if we're going to go out, can Izzy and Walter, so can my friend and Walter come? And he was like, oh, well, you can't leave your friend alone. And I was like, not really. Because it was basically, I never wanted to be alone with him at all. I did not want to be alone with him. And me and my friend had gone out to the club that was around her area. And when we went in there, we were doing our own thing, and Walter had showed up. And he came up to us, like we went to his table, he was talking to us, and he comes straight up to me and he says, Myron wants you. And I said, a child? Like on the podcast, I was sick to my stomach just being on the podcast itself. But like just being in his presence, like later in the night, I felt very sick because it was just weird. I also tried getting Myron out to the club. So again, like I didn't want to be alone with him.
Oh, stop. Okay, my girl, Miguel. Okay. Why are you going out with a guy that you don't want to be alone with? Who raised you and what are you doing? Why?
Because she wants to be the one that rejects him.
I really, that's ego. That's ego. As much as this motherfucker got ego, you got ego. You need to get checked, girlfriend. Why you want to go in a place you put yourself? Oh my God. If that was my daughter, I would be like, with your stupid ass. With your stupid ass.
Facts.
Why do you go out of your way just because you want to prove a point because you got ego that you're going to try to spend the night with someone you don't want to spend the night with?
So Walter, my friend, was like, oh yeah, that's great. Like, let's get food with each other. And Walter looked over and like signaled her like, no, like we're not doing that. So eventually, like we pull up in front of the podcast apartment, and Myron's coming out of the building, and I get out of the car, and Walter leaves.
So now they've left the club with them to go meet up with the dude that she supposedly said she wanted nothing to do with and really disliked.
No, you're doing the most.
Walter leaves with my friend and took her to like another club. So I'm with Myron by myself. So we get into his car and he drives us.
This story makes no sense. So when your friend was in the car with Walter, you get out the car. What, he just drives off with her like a hostage situation? Is that what you want me to believe? And then you being terrified in fucking downtown Miami, all right, where there's people everywhere, you were just like, all right, I'll get in the car with this dude that I don't like, who I think is kind of creepy and weird. Really? This is a story we're supposed to believe. Does this make sense to anybody listening? And what about the friend? Is the friend just sitting there like with a gun to her head?
I believed what you said happened.
Okay.
Because of when I was working with in social services and stuff like that, blah blah blah. They act like that.
Who's they?
The girls that age.
Uh-huh.
They act like that. They really do. Now, it's not because she did act like that and that story didn't go unfold. It probably unfolded the way she says it unfold. But my girl, this is on you. But it's on you, girlfriend.
Just to be clear, when you say it happened like that, you're not saying that it was this weird, creepy thing. You're just saying that the girl left with it.
She thought it was creepy and still went with it. That's what I think.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I think this is a whole fucking lie.
It's a work. It's a job.
This is how dumb this whole thing is. It literally can't be possible for someone to say this goofy shit and it happened the way that they claim. You don't text the guy, but then you make plans with him. Then you never want to hang out with him, but now you want to reject him.
Listen,
but what I'm trying to say is there's a lie somewhere.
I agree. I agree.
This doesn't make sense.
There's a lie.
She's lying.
There's a lie. But if it happened the way you happened, it's still your fault. Remember when we covered Remember when we covered that thing about Aziz Ansari? And you told me that, and I asked you, but aren't you gonna wait till you see Aziz's side? And you said, well, her side doesn't make sense.
Right. If this is your prosecution and your prosecution's trial, I don't even need to hear the defense because the prosecution doesn't make any sense.
Well, Your Honor, when I killed the man, so you killed the man. Case closed.
Yeah,
that's what it said. You said you killed the man.
What are you talking about?
It's like this place, this spot. I don't know why it was open at 5 a.m., but we sat down, we ate food, and mind you, from the minute.
Why was it open at 5 a.m.? Because it's Miami, stupid.
So let me get this. So your friend gets taken away, okay? Then you get in the car with this guy. Y'all go get some grub, because you know what I mean? Even though you get kidnapped, you still got to eat, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being a victim makes you hungry.
I have a sense of kill that I'm going if you want money, I don't have it. But if you want food, we could pass by a place.
At any point, you could have called your friend. At any point, you could have just left. Hey, This is not Arkansas, okay? This is not some fucking place with no cell service. This is not rural Florida where gators everywhere. This is downtown Miami. If you don't want to leave with the nigga, call a fucking Uber. It's not that expensive.
It's cap.
Out of the car to the minute that I left with him, I was debating him the whole time. And not even debating, just telling him how much I hate his views and like him himself. And yeah, so basically my friend was alone with Fresh and I was alone with Fit. Perfect. Jesus. It was a perfect night. I'm talking to him, I'm facing him in the driver's seat. I'm still going. I'm passionate and heated, telling him my views and stuff. And we ended up back at the podcast studio.
Whoa! My gal!
Hold on.
What is you doing, my gal?
Hold on.
Oh!
Listen.
I don't want to be alone with him, so I end up at the studio. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Driver's seat. I'm still going. I'm passionate and heated, telling him my views and stuff. And we ended up back at the podcast studio.
We were going at it. We were arguing. We were fighting about this and that. And then all of a sudden, we were fucking, and I don't know how it happened. That's what it sounded like. We were going back and forth.
It really makes me think of fucking Kendrick Lamar's song. When at the end it goes, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, nigga, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck me. It went from...
that's what this sounds like.
It went from fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck me.
That sounded like Kendrick's voice at the end. It almost like you did that face thing.
4 or 5 a.m. in Miami, and no one's in the studio, but the lights are all on. They have everything set up, and I already knew the way of the apartment. So I'm sitting in the kitchen area of the podcast studio. I'm walking out to the balcony, and there's a door that I hadn't seen open before. Basically, it's an apartment that they made into a studio. So that was the bedroom. So I'm walking like towards the bedroom into the balcony, like towards the balcony, and he's standing in the door frame and he just grabs my face and kisses me.
Wow. There you go. He was reading the room, good at reading the signals.
Yeah.
You talk about, oh, he couldn't read the room. Oh. You went back to his place at 5 after he told you should come back to my place and see if you can handle me. I mean, I like how she just skips over the parts where she can't explain things. Like, oh, we were arguing and we were passionate, and then I was in his apartment. So then I started walking through. What the fuck? How did you make that leap? Can anyone explain the sequence in this fucking story?
No.
It's like watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It makes no sense.
This happened.
And this is low budget M. Night Shyamalan. He's been telling you claim, okay, I'm not taking your side. You claim he's pushy. He constantly tells you, he says, I want to bring you back to my place so you can see what I can handle. It's 5 a.m. He picked you up from the club, took you back home, separated you from the girl. Every indication said that y'all was fucking tonight. And then you guys want to say he couldn't read the room. Why the fuck are you there? Oh, but you can't ask that because that's victim. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. That is the most privileged position in the world where you can walk through life and think you can make the most crazy decisions after being told this is what's gonna happen. You come back to my place, we're gonna make out, we're gonna fuck. You just know all this, you show up, you're like, whoa! He tried to fuck me! I know he told me for the last 100 times he was gonna try, but he really tried it.
And
Awesome.
kisses me. I'm like, no thank, like, you know, I'm like, no thanks.
Did he lead with tongue or no?
Irrelevant.
This is how you can tell that Ethan Klein does not get laid much or he's never really dated much. Who asked that fucking question?
Objection.
Did he put a finger in your bum? Like, when he made out with you, did he grab your ass at the same time?
How'd he do it?
Did he lead with tongue? Who the fuck asked? Oh my God, this is like the other dude was like, well, who's your mom?
Yeah.
This is the same dude.
I was about to say.
Come on, days.
Objection, hearsay.
Oh my God.
I don't even like thinking about it. I just
Right,
feel
I'm
like he
sorry.
just
I
kissed
should.
me. No,
Right.
it's okay.
Right. Let's not relive that moment.
So I just pushed him off and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to the balcony. And he goes, you need mouthwash.
Ew,
And
what?
Yeah, I was texting my friend the whole time, and you see me say, like, he just told me to get mouthwash or something.
Here, let me pull up this text. Again, guys, we have receipts. This is fully vetted. Bro, mine just grabbed me to make out, and he goes, get your Listerine. You taste like alcohol. No, he obviously knows you came from the club. He's disgusting.
So I come back in the room, and then I go to the bathroom, like, in the kitchen. He's like, that's not where the mouthwash is. So I was like, oh, okay, where's the mouthwash?
Oh! We need to fix things. We need to fix things. We need to fix things, bro.
Are you a little
So I walked
scared
into
at this moment?
I was very uncomfortable. And also, I always forget this part whenever I tell this story, but like a little bit beforehand, I had opened the fridge before like he kissed me and stuff. I had opened the fridge and I saw like he had White Claws, like, because they have like alcohol in the fridge and stuff. And they had a White Claw in the fridge, and I was like, "Ooh, White Claw!" I was like, "Oh, can I have one?" Like as a joke, and he was like, "Yeah, you can have one, but just don't tell anybody."
Because she's underage. So I was like, he tried to give me alcohol.
No.
I want everyone to remember two things.
You were at the club?
And your girl said, when you told your girl, he told me to get Listerine or whatever.
Because you were drinking at the club.
What did she reply? She said, oh, it's because he can tell from your breath that you were at the club. Meaning you were drinking at the club.
Nah.
And now you want to act incredulous.
No, we're not doing this, B.
Bathroom. I'm standing in the bathroom, like trying to kill time again, like I did on the balcony. When I come out, he's like laying on this bed. I come back out, and I was wearing I was wearing a Fresh and Fit hoodie, and
if you don't get the fuck out of here now you're just doing this shit on purpose, my G. You just want to trigger the fuck out of me. Now you're just fucking playing with me. Now you're just fucking playing with me. That's what the fuck you're doing. Now I know how the fuck you're gonna edit this shit. You're gonna put a whole bunch of smiles. Dang, 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 dang. Bro, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
Hey, man.
I was wearing,
man.
oh my God.
Bro, I can't make this up. Let's keep listening, bro.
My girl.
She was wearing Fresh and Fit gear. Bro. Let's go. Let's keep watching. It gets better.
I was wearing a Fresh and Fit hoodie, and because they have like a room full of merch, but I asked them, where does it go? They say nowhere. So they all just collectively wear Fresh and Fit like all day long.
You filmed that good. No.
Oh, no, hold on. How you gonna try to talk shit about what they wear all day long? Bitch, you wearing it. Yo, you guys are such losers for wearing this. You know how much a fucking loser you are for wearing this shirt that I'm wearing right now? Bitch, you a fan.
It's your fan.
Yeah, I didn't have the keys to my friend's apartment, so I didn't feel like going, like taking an Uber there and just waiting.
Right.
So I'm like trying to like, again, like give him cues, like I want to leave, I don't want to be here. And he's like, oh, you can sit on the bed. So I sit on the bed and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, like the memes, how they.
So I like how he tells you, hey, can you sit on the bed? Fine. You're trying to give cues that you want to leave. At what point did you make this clear to him? I'm just asking, at what point did you tell him that you wanted to leave?
And I'm sitting at this edge of the bed. He's like, oh, you can come up a little bit more. So now I come up, but I leave a nice gap between the both of us where it's like very obvious, like I don't like you, that I'm.
It's very obvious that you don't like him, but you do what he says.
Even to the mouthwash.
So your indication of saying you don't want anything intimate or physical is sliding up exactly as he told you.
He kissed you. You didn't like it. He asked you to put on mouthwash. You did.
Okay, let's keep on.
Do you see how that can be perceived as someone? Saying, okay, I'll put mouthwash. For what? You to continue?
Leaving a gap between us. And I'm on my phone. He's on his phone. And I remember, again, I was speaking about my views. Once again, he just jumps on top of me and starts making out with me.
Wow.
Like trying to kiss me and stuff. And so I'm like, I have my hands like on him where it's like I don't want him like laying on me like intimately, so I'm just holding my hands up and I'm like no. This was about like max a minute long, and I was wearing like this shirt and it's like a very loose shirt, whatever, and he basically lifts up the shirt and made a comment, and then I was like, I'm done, I'm over this, like. And
Wait,
I said
he lifted
to him,
up your shirt and kind of looked at underneath it and commented?
Yeah, my chest, and it was very creepy. It was very weird.
I don't want to This is bad. This is very bad. I think he may have assaulted you. I mean, at this point,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that, but like again, like.
I don't want to say that, but I'm gonna let you make your assumption.
That's what you are implying when you're telling this whole story, and then that's what he's trying to push. Like, yeah, he did this terrible thing.
It was very quick, so I was just like, no, like right away in my head I was like, no, I don't want to have like sex with this person, like I don't. Right away in my head I was like,
in my head.
So this is the shit, right?
Yeah.
She's telling this story, and the way she's narrating her thoughts.
Yeah.
Bitch, the other person across from you can't hear your thoughts.
No.
What did you actually say?
So I like, as soon as he like makes that comment, I push him off me and I say, I verbalized to him, I said, I don't want to have sex with you. He got very mad. Like he just got mad. Like he did like a little toddler thing where he was huffing and puffing, went and goes on his phone, and he just like went silent. And I was like, okay, like and I changed back into the outfit that I had in the bathroom, and I came out, I give him the merch back, and I say, okay, can you bring me home now? And he said, no, I parked my car already.
Awesome.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to order my Uber now. And he was like, okay. Like just acting like a complete toddler.
Yes, it's not his duty to bring you back home. The entitlement on this is amazing.
You came to his place at 5 a.m., okay? Made the most mixed signals I've ever seen. And by all indications, it looked like you guys were going to fuck. Then you said no last minute. Okay. You want to leave? Okay.
Leave.
Give me a ride. No. Why does he owe you that? No. You could say he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. You can say it's a douchey thing. Mm-hmm. We agree. Why is this a YouTube video?
And actually,
who gives a fuck if the man is douchey? Why is this a YouTube video? The reason why you're airing this out is to paint him as some kind of fucking predator. That's why you're doing this.
So basically,
let's be honest. The reason why this is being framed this way, okay? This is a regular encounter where the dude's mad they're not getting laid and he says leave. Who cares? He was just a dick. You could have had some. You said no. He acted like it. Who cares?
And the funny thing is that actually, when you actually verbalize the no, he stopped.
Bruh.
You have no story there.
Bruh.
That's not a story.
Bruh.
The minute, because every point that led up to this, you did everything that he asked you to do. And when you said no, he stopped. This ain't no story.
I order my own Uber. And I'm walking out and I'm like, oh, my Uber's coming. Like, can you walk me downstairs? Because I didn't know how to work this building. So he walks me to the elevator, pushes the button, and walks away, like with no.
Did you want a good night kiss? What is it? What did you want? A shake of hand?
Can I just appreciate?
Wow.
Can I just appreciate this guy made me uncomfortable. He made moves on me and I didn't want it. I didn't like any of it. And at the end, I was like, can you give me a ride?
Yeah. And I get into my Uber, and like at that point, I think that's when it kicked in. I started crying because I was like, I don't know what just happened, but I feel uncomfortable. And I that's where you could read the rest of the messages with my friend, because I mentioned everything in there.
You started crying?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. That whole thing is really traumatic. And I'll tell you what, I actually didn't know how crazy this story gets at the end. I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, it's all right. I just want to bring it more awareness.
I mean, wow, this is... The thing that's really crazy is, like, if you're hanging out with somebody, you know, you don't always have to give someone a ride home. But what's messed up is they intentionally split you guys up. And then he took you all the way out to the studio and then basically stranded you there. He's like, well, if you want to leave, you got to fucking...
Stranded her. How? You could have just left. You could have done at the beginning what you ended up doing at the end, was just calling an Uber. You chose to get in his car. You chose to go with him and get some food. You chose to then argue with him because you wanted to make a point because whatever, ego, blah, blah, blah. Then you chose to go up to his apartment. At which point were you held against your will? At which point was someone pulling you anywhere? You wanted this. And now you want to sit there and be like, oh my God, these guys are so bad. You know what the problem is with this kind of stuff? Is when you guys use these kind of shady tactics to try to take people down or whatever the fuck it is, it just emboldens them. It emboldens them, it emboldens their fan base, because like, look at these people trying to take him down with lies. They must be doing something right. And listen, these are absolutely nonsensical stories that these people are peddling. The fact that H3H3 is platforming this person and not even questioning any of the lies that they're saying is mad to me. It's crazy. And not only that, they're doing it for financial gain because they hate these guys. They'll just... Hey man, you got a story on them? Let's go. You got to scrutinize this woman. Because what she's saying makes no sense. But anyways, anything you want to say?
Listen, lady. What you're doing right now is a disservice to real victims. That's what you're doing.
Yep.
And every time they're going to tell their story, they're going to say the real shit that happened. People are not going to take them seriously because they're going to think about you. Yep. Because you have a platform. It's already hard as a victim to come out and be like, this fucking shit happened to me. And then you pulled this shit off.
These kind of encounters, okay, where people get together, try to hook up, and one person does one, they just leave, happens every single day, all the time. It's nothing to post about. It's not a big deal. Sometimes two people think, listen, nobody can sit there that if they heard just the facts of this story, she was going to his place at 5 a.m., they'd been talking, he'd made moves on her, he wanted to basically indicate to her that he wanted to hit it. She goes there. Nobody would be surprised if the dude made a move. And if you said, listen, she went there at 5 a.m. and she said no, and she's like, she just ended up leaving, people are like, I could see that happening. This is a regular thing. But they put this out there and they framed it this way because they know that they can make anything like this look awkward and uncomfortable and creepy and whatever. At the end of the day, I'm not a fan of stories, stuff like this. I think this is incredibly bad.
No.
And I think content creators have to be more responsible when they're platforming these people. Not to just do this whole fucking bullshit of like, believe women. No. Because guess what? People lie.
They're liars.
Men lie, women lie, everybody fucking lies. Don't just inherently believe people. Because when it's going to be your turn, and you be like, that's some bullshit, you're going to wish some people actually had some scrutiny for the people who were accusing you.
You made me defend this dude.
No. At the end of the day, what we defended was the principle. It's like, if you lied, you lied.
Yeah, you lied.
I don't care if it lies against somebody I don't like.
Yeah.
You still
lied. You lied.